Good afternoon, students. Uh, in our last class, we introduced the poem called The Daffodils, composed by William Wordsworth. So, along with the explanation, I have also given you a PDF file of the text of this poem. So, here in this class, we have initiated a different technique of discussing the poem. As you can see in your screen, the text of this poem, The Daffodil. So, along this text of the poem, that again I would like to explain the poem to you. So, since the poem has already been introduced to you, as I hope that you have come to know about the very essence of the poem composed by William Wordsworth. That here in this poem, William Wordsworth, as a lover of nature and its beauty, discusses and depicts the beautiful natural scene of daffodil flowers. So, since William Wordsworth is a keen lover of nature and its beauty, he was just wondering, as we have already discussed, as you can see in the textbook, that I wandered lonely as a cloud. The very first line says that, means once the poet William Wordsworth was wandering lonely as a cloud. Wandering means moving here and there, means he was just roaming about as a cloud. As a cloud means he compares him to cloud. Okay, so his wandering means his roaming means as he was going here and there without having any reason, like a cloud means the clouds roam about or wanders without having any aim or reason or aimlessly. Similarly, the poet William Wordsworth was wandering or moving here and there without having any reason or aimlessly, that floats on high over valleys and hills. Vales means valleys, okay? So, as you can see the word vales, V-A-L-E-S, vales, it means valleys, means he talks about the cloud which floats over valleys and hills. So, again I am referring to this comparison that the poet compares himself to be, or compares himself to a cloud, or to the movement of clouds which floats over valleys and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. And when or while he was traveling or while he was roaming about, suddenly he saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Suddenly he noticed a host of golden daffodil flowers. Okay, so suddenly he caught sight of a scenery of beautiful daffodil flowers, and that is what he is going to describe here in this poem, that whatever scene he just noticed while he was traveling, and that very natural scene of beauty left a lasting impression, okay, or deep impression on his mind. Long ago, whatever impression had been created in his mind by that natural beauty or natural scene, that is what he is expressing, or that is what he is depicting here in this poem. So, this is the very first stanza of the poem. Next, you can see, beside the lakes, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So, means again he is giving a description of the vivid description, as I already told you that the poet tries to give a very vivid or picturesque description of the daffodils that he saw while he was traveling. So again he says that beside the lakes means these daffodil flowers were blooming beside the lake, beneath the trees. Beneath means below the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Fluttering means just they were moving, okay, they were just shaking, and dancing in the breeze. Dancing in the breeze means the beautiful means the daffodil flowers were looking so beautiful, as if they were fluttering and dancing in the wind, cold breeze means cold wind, along with the current of the breeze or along with the current of the wind. These daffodil flowers were also dancing or were also touching or moving their heads actually. So the next stanza says that continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, means these daffodil flowers were continuous, means innumerable or countless number of daffodils, countless number of daffodils that he saw, and that looks like stars. So in the sky, as we cannot count the stars that shine and twinkle. Okay, the twinkling and shining stars are cannot be counted. Similarly, the poet says that the daffodil flowers were countless, innumerable number of daffodil flowers that he saw, and these daffodil flowers or countless number of daffodil flowers again have been compared to the stars in the sky which shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. Okay, means these daffodil flowers were shining and twinkling like the stars in the sky. Okay, they stretched in never ending line along the margin of bay, means the daffodil flowers were stretched or extended in a never ending line, means these daffodil flowers were stretched or extended in a line which never ends, means the ending could not be the ending of the daffodil flowers cannot be counted, as well as it never ends, as he tries to say that, means they were innumerable or they were countless, and the line in which they are stretched, that cannot be visualized, the ending of the line cannot be visualized actually. That is what he is trying to say, that the daffodil flowers were stretched or they were blooming in a line, and the ending or end of that line cannot be visualized or cannot be seen. So that is why he is referring this line as never ending line along the margin of the bay, means along with or by the side of the bay. Bay means the side of the water body. It may be lake or it may be any other source of water. So by the side or by the bank of the bay, means by the bank of the water body or by the bank of the lake. So these daffodil flowers were blooming. Okay, they were growing. 10,000 saw I at a glance, touching their heads in sprightly dance. Means, as he says, that 10,000 saw I at a glance, means at a glance means at a look, at a single look. He says that he saw 10,000 daffodil flowers. So this term 10,000, as the poet uses, this simply refers to the countless number of daffodil flowers or a huge number of daffodil flowers. Means simply at a glance or at a look he saw 10,000. So exactly he does not try to say that, or does not mean that he saw 10,000 exactly. But this term 10,000 refers to a huge number of or a big number of daffodil flowers which could not be counted right at that moment, touching their heads in sprightly dance. And these daffodil flowers or these countless number of daffodil flowers which were blooming or which were growing beside the lake or by the side of or margin of the bay or beneath the trees along the bank of the water body, these daffodil flowers were touching, means moving, okay, moving irregularly their heads in sprightly dance. Means these daffodil flowers were moving, as already we have discussed that in the current or with the force of the wind, these daffodil flowers were dancing. So sprightly dance means merry dance. Merry dance means happy dance. Means happily they were dancing. It seemed that these daffodil flowers were looking very beautiful, okay, as well as it seemed that these daffodil flowers were dancing happily or sprightly, being very happy or jocund, okay. So in the sprightly dance, these daffodil flowers were touching their heads, means moving or shaking their heads as if the daffodil flowers were dancing. They themselves were very happy. Okay, so this is how the poet William Wordsworth tries to describe or depict the daffodil flowers. Okay, very vividly or in a picturesque way, as if we can visualize along with the description of the poet, that we can, it seems that we can visualize the daffodil flowers. Okay, how they were blooming, how they were dancing. So for this class, that we discussed up to this point, up to this stanza. So in our next class, we shall be talking about the rest two stanza. Okay, thank you.